Hey everyone, it's Seb here. Here for a sitting or interview, giving you guys some insights about the next season in Kuala Lumpur at the OG Hub. The team's doing great, the team's doing good. Obviously we're disappointed with not making it to Kuala Lumpur. We practiced really hard, didn't pay off, but we're in a good spot. Honestly, I'm not daring to say much because I don't want to jinx it. I'll just say that we're good, but I haven't been as happy about a team in a while. We definitely would have been prepared had we made it. Actually, we prepared for the event regardless because even though we didn't make it, we really meant to make it and we're really planning on making it to the next set. So we've actually been practicing a lot against the event teams also. We haven't been taking a break at all. We're like super ready. We're like, maybe if a team bumps out, we're like the most ready team. We're like a sub team and we're doing good. We're doing very good. We're very happy with the improvement, very happy with the state of the team. I'm used to having a team with different cultures, obviously, but this is like, we took it to an even other level. There's CIS, there's Mediterranean, there's South American now, there's like British. So it's kind of crazy, honestly. But I think we have really good people. We have people that are really nice to each other, easy to work with. So everybody has a lot of empathy, a lot of the communication is really good. I don't know, this group, I'm in love with this group. I think the Dota is super good, super high level, and it's just a blessing to work with everyone. I kind of feel like I always had to pick between one or the other. It's like you either have a really nice group, but then sometimes the Dota is lacking, or you have a group that's not so nice. Or they're fine, but we have both this time, so I feel really blessed, and at the same time I feel a little bit pressured to make it work as the team's captain, because I kind of get the feeling that this is as good as it gets, and this is as high of a potential as it gets. So I want to make the most out of it. It is the first time I have to take on that role for sure, fully. I think, I kind of had that role in OG, as in the TI winning OG, but obviously it was shared with Johan, with Notair, and I would rely on him heavily, of course. And whenever I didn't have the answer, or whenever I felt not up to the task, then he would take over and vice versa. So that was really easy. I think being alone on the job is hard, much harder, obviously, even though I'm not completely alone, in the sense that Ari is very vocal inside and outside of the game, and I mean that in the most positive way. Yuragi also brings a lot. Everybody brings a lot. I can't say that Whisper brings a lot because he doesn't. Whisper, I understood his nickname, by the way. His nickname makes a lot of sense now. Everybody just has that. So we have a very well-spoken team. So in that sense, it's not that hard, but yes, it's true that at the end of the day, the responsibility does fall onto me. So whether or not it's happening, I do feel the pressure, I guess. And believe it or not, OG actually helped me. That was a disaster, actually. I was just kidding to the other guys. Obviously, I'm kidding, but it did help me kind of understand what I was doing right and what I was doing wrong as a leader. It bought me some time, I guess. But I'm very motivated. I can't emphasize how motivated I am. So in that sense, nothing will stand in the way. And if I have to be the captain, I'll be the captain, and that's not gonna stop me. And if I have to switch role, I'll switch role, which I did. I'll do whatever it takes. So we're getting there no matter what. And I feel good. Not easy, but manageable, managed. We're getting there. Whisper, I've noticed him for a while now. I've been spamming my team about this guy. They're pretty fed up. I usually do that. There's always one or two players that I keep talking about. Oh, these guys are really good. I remember talking about Yatoro. That was 2018 or something. He was completely unknown back then. No, maybe not, 2019. I met this guy in a pub and I was like, this guy is the best carry I've seen. And then I did the same about Whisper. I'm like, this guy is one of the best offlaner I've ever seen, really. I was a big fan of his Dota for a while. Not only how good he is at clicking buttons, I think he's one of the smartest offlaners out there also, macro. And as smart as some of the experienced ones. I would compare his game instinct to Zai or these kind of guys. He's not just a young player that clicks his buttons. He's much more than that. So he's super impressive. I think he's one of the best players I've I've played with in a while. Like, obviously, I've played with great players, but for him, it came as a shock because I knew so little about him, I guess. I got the same vibe as when I started playing with Ana or this kind of stuff. It's like, I started asking him, like, how long have you been playing? Like, who are you? Like, what is this, you know? What kind of dark magic is this shit? So that's really the feeling you get with him. It's crazy. And he's so quiet, so I think it adds to the mystery because he doesn't say anything. Like, we've been practicing now and he's playing with 200 ping and we forgot. Like, 10 minutes in the first game, we forgot because he's like destroying his lane and he's not playing versus bad teams. He's playing versus the teams that are crushing in these tournaments. He's destroying his lane, he's just styling on them. And I feel like all chatting, I'm like, by the way guys, he's playing on 200 ping, but I didn't, so he's that kind of beast. Ari, I personally didn't know him, but my teammates would speak really highly of him. Some of them knew him from past teams. Obviously, I've noticed his gameplay, but I think from support, it's less flashy, so you maybe notice less than from core players. But I always felt like he was a very strong player, and people spoke really highly of him. So when he joined the team, I realized how good he actually was, because I think supports, they really shine within the team, because you obviously, you get to know really how much they do also behind, like backstage, on top of how much you see. And he's incredible, incredibly good. And I think what I want to mention also with him is like, he's one of the nicest people to work with. His work ethics are like, they're like tier one. Like, I even learned from his work ethics and the way he communicates, the way he says things. I don't know, it's always really well put, well thought, well spoken. He's great, honestly. Like, it's really nice to have a guy like this in the team. It relieves a lot of what I have to do in terms of like having the team come together, because he does so much. I don't think he's even aware of how much he does, but yeah. So honestly, both of them, I don't want to say we got really lucky because we did put in a lot of thoughts, but we're getting much more than what we even thought we would get. I'm really thankful that they joined. Like, they're great. You know? Honestly, like sometimes, you know, you get unlucky or something. We've been blessed. Like, we have a great group. No, what defines me as a player, that's a good question, actually. I mean, people probably think of like what I bring in terms of like leadership, what I bring in terms of like in-game knowledge and stuff. I don't know how people really perceive me. I think it's hard to answer that question, but like what I think I bring, like trying to be objective about it. I mean, I do feel like the game has like no secret to me, in the sense that there's nothing I don't know or don't understand. Sometimes it takes a bit of time to process, like if a team's gonna come up with a new strategy, it might take me a bit longer to really break it down, but I feel like I will always end up breaking it down, or knowing how to counter a hero, or understanding how the strategy works. Actually, the leadership, I think, I haven't been as satisfied with my leadership. So I know people think it's my strongest suit, but I don't think it's been the thing that's been the best about me. So I'm working on it, to adapt it, to have it like evolve with the people I'm with and the team we're playing with, and also my role within the team, because that's like the hard thing with leadership. Is like, if you're gonna join a new team and you have different players, they bring something new to the table. Therefore, what you have to bring in comparison also has to change. And that's not easy, because having a strong leadership is also developing habits, and these habits have to change. And it's hard to be conscious of the habits that you have. So anyways, good macro, acceptable leadership, I would say, but I wouldn't say good leadership. Yeah, I think there's nothing I can't do in the game. I feel like no hero I can't play. If I obviously if I don't practice it, there are heroes I can't play. You shouldn't see my Evoker, for instance. It's an absolute disaster. But if you give me like 2 weeks, then I'll have a good Evoker. So yeah, I don't feel any limits with the game, I guess. Yeah. If I have time, which I have. I mean, it's why, like, playing so much pubs, I mean, I wish it didn't have to be pubs, if I'm honest. Like, if it could be like in-house leagues, or you wouldn't see me in any of these pubs, like not even one. It is hard. I mean, some of them are enjoyable, but some of them are like, they're killing me. I mean, I'm sure, like, I don't know when I'll die, but I'm sure I would have died 30 years later if it wasn't for all the pubs. Like I can feel it. But no, what it really brings me is knowledge about the game, about everything, about roles, heroes, because I play so many roles and so many heroes. Like I feel like when I enter a game, I understand what my mid laner wants to do, how he wants to, like everything, the little things, like how he wants to play his lane, whether he needs the rune or he doesn't, when he wants to rotate, which items he wants to buy, how he wants the game to be played out. And the same for all the cores and all the heroes, and the same for the supports, obviously. It helps me change roles without struggling too much. I mean, it's a struggle, but it's like, as in, I know where I want to get. The struggle is like getting there, but it's like I don't ever feel in the dark when it comes to Dota, anything really. So, and I think I get that from the amount I play, simply. The amount of Dota I've seen, that's in my brain, so it's like, it becomes really simple to understand, hey, this hero wants to play like this is what counters it, like all that kind of stuff. So it's always about breaking it down and explaining and even explaining to myself sometimes, because I just know, but sometimes I need to think about it, and explaining it to my teammates helps me also understand what I know. But yeah, it's mostly Dota knowledge, I guess. Yeah. A lot. I think it's really, it's immense, the impact that it has, and I think it really depends how you approach pubs. I think, so you have players that approach pubs like literally not caring. Like some of my teammates have that. They play pubs just to chill, actually. They don't even care about winning the game. So they go in the game, and as soon as the shit show starts, and sometimes it starts right away, they're like, I see even their body posture. They go back in the chair, they start alt-tabbing, they don't care. Like, to me, I don't know how to play Dota like this. When I enter a game, I want to win it. Even when I play with friends, like I play with my manager, and he's griefing my lane, I feel the tension building up in my body. And God knows, I appreciate him, and I don't want to feel tense. But that's just how I'm programmed, you know? And I think some people are like that. Quinn is probably the same. Like, a lot of people are like that, right? I'm not saying that getting upset is justified. It isn't. But at the end of the day, we're all humans. We all know how emotions work. They're not easy to control. And I think the more you play, the harder it gets. There's that too, to factor in. And I also think for pro players particularly, switching from playing with your team in the same day to playing with people that don't understand the game to the same level, don't care about the game to the same level. You play with a guy and he's like griefing. Let's say he goes AFK for 15 seconds. You know as a pro player that these 15 seconds are gonna have a butterfly effect. The whole game might be like a mess and a struggle. It's gonna be 40 minutes of pain just because he went AFK and you lost your lane. And since you lost your lane, their support ganked your mid laner and he died, and you couldn't because you're struggling to get out. Anyways, like, now your mid laner also died. Now 2 lanes are lost, so now you cannot fight them. So everybody plays Dota, everybody understands the consequences. But for all I know, that guy probably had a problem at home, and that's what he had to go with. There's no reason to be upset about it. But what I'm trying to say, I guess, is like switching from a pro mindset of like trying to control everything into going into these pubs where in reality you can't control anything. It's hard, and I think it's hard to just switch mentally. So the approach to pubs should be different. I say that, and I don't do it myself well enough at all. Long way to say, I guess, that pubs have a big impact. I think there should be like a training. You know what I mean? Like, get trained to how to approach pubs. Honestly, because it's a really big part of our Dota life, our practice regime, and we never really talk about it as a team. Like, now this is the first time I think about it, but the teams never help their players to approach pubs in a healthy way and to get what they need to get, because they have massive impacts. Like, let's say it's a tournament day and people play 2-3 pubs in the morning. Some of them, they have their mood, their energy completely ruined for the day because of how bad the pubs were in the morning. So now that I think about it, and actually I will implement it, train players on how to approach pubs and how to get the most out of them. Train me also. I'm not training, I'm being trained, 100%. I think 100%. I think Valve has a role to play. Are they aware of it? I don't know. Are they willing to play that role? I don't know. Do they also think they have a role to play? Maybe they disagree. It's hard to tell. There was a big switch when we couldn't hide our nicknames, for instance. That was a big switch. Like, it seemed like nothing, but it was like a word of a difference for us. Because you went from being unknown to being known, and sometimes it's positive, but most often it's negative. Sometimes people they feel more tense and more pressured playing with us. So they're just not being themselves. Sometimes they just mess with you because it's free content for them. Like, they bully you, or they even provoke you, or, you know, insult you, whatever. It's not as often, but it does happen, let's be honest. So that's kind of rough. And yeah, and as I said, we're stuck. That's where we get our practice when we're by ourselves, right? There's nowhere else to practice, so you kind of have to play these pubs. I hope Valve would play a role, but at the same time, I don't really know how much they can do because it's not like we can play with each other's. It's not good, and there's not enough players to supply that, so hard question, but definitely, yeah, there's something there. Yeah, the new jersey dropped. I love it. I think it's more stylish, it's more comfortable. I like the material more. I like how it holds more. I like everything about it. So super hyped about it. Already really happy to have one and keen on wearing it in the next tournament. And then on the symbol, yeah, sure, of course, yeah. I mean, your jersey is like the thing that's always with you. So in that sense, of course, it has a lot of weight, and having a new one, yeah, it's kind of like, I would compare it to, I mean, I don't know, it's different for everyone, but whenever it would be like the new year in school, to me, it was really important to have like a new pen or like something new, you know, to feel like, all right, it's gonna be better than last year. Yeah, new year, new me, new stuff, you know, so I think it's a little bit of the same vibe. It's like new jersey, new beginning, and obviously we're not happy with last season. New jersey, new season, better results. Of course, yeah, let's look at it this way. That's a good question, actually. Let me think a bit about this one. I like the team spirit one, but I think you get influenced because when somebody wins, you think they're cool because they won, and maybe you think whatever they have is cool. I don't know. Like, I'm like everybody else. So I think I like the team spirit one from when they won TI. I like that one a lot, that tier. Yeah, the old EG jersey, yeah, yikes. That one, wow, my God, my goodness. Bleed blue, whatever, no comments. Don't get me started. The favorite jersey that I wore, the OG one, the TI winning one, of course, yeah. Well, first of all, rest in peace, DPC. You won't be missed. That's being said. Thank you for everything. You know, see you never. As for how the circuit is going to be, I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty. So obviously that comes with a little bit of stress and pressure because we don't really know what's going to happen to us, and that's not a good feeling. At the same time, everything that's ESL handled is great so far, has been great, has been getting better throughout the years. What I mean is, like, ESL event is never bad news, it's always a good news. So the more they do, the better. I'm sure this is going to be an opportunity also for third-party tournaments to kind of rise up and offer new tournaments, new products. And I can only assume that since I guess there's some sort of competition, it's going to kind of bring everybody to increase the level of service and value and whatever. So I think that's positive. I hope Valve is going to stay active and keep also making their own events, because Valve events are, yeah, I have only great memories from everything they do. Of course, sometimes people are unhappy and sometimes it hasn't been the best, but I think if they're gonna do less, people are gonna realize how much we're missing. So I hope they don't do too little. I hope they stay active and they keep, you know, also bringing value, because they have a lot to bring. And a Valve event, no matter how you look at it, is always gonna be stamped different than any other event. Hoping to see enough from Valve. Please, you know, don't abandon us. We're kind of your kids in a way, so don't leave us behind. Yeah, so no, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm just worried about the schedule and maybe the tightness of the schedule. I think that's what worries me the most. But I don't have enough information to give you like a conclusion of it. I'm kind of staying aware and looking at what's going to happen. I mean, for the team, I want to bring the team to finals, for sure. Like, I want it so badly. Like, I've never wanted as badly. Like, it's happening. I don't know how to put it. Like, I'll die trying, like, literally. So, nothing else than that. Like, bringing the team, bringing OG back to winning championships. It's happening. It is happening. And as a player, I mean, I just want to be, I switched role, and I'm taking a lot of responsibility this year. I want to be up to the task. So, I want to be the best 5 out there. Like, I want to be the best 5 in the world. I'm really far from it right now, but I'm improving fast. Like, I'm happy with my improvement. I think it's going better than expected, but I'm still really far from where I want to be. So I have a lot of work to do. So success would be looking back at the year and feeling like my performance was acceptable. I don't want to be just a good 5. I want to set the meta as 5. So, but I'm far from that. First, I need to catch up to the other 5s, like tier 1 5s that are extremely good at what they do, but I'm studying, I'm working, I'm catching up, and once I do, hopefully I can get my footprint on how I think the role should be played. That's like, whew, that's in a while, but I'll get there. First of all, I want to thank everyone for the support. I know it hasn't been the best. The last season was not the best. I mean, there were ups also, of course, but there were also downs. And I want to say that everyone at OG, like within the team is like, and outside the team is working really, really hard. We have great people. Like, we have people that are really motivated, really talented. I don't want to say we got unlucky. There was a little bit of that. There was probably also some failures, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But all you need to know is that we're working as hard as we can. And that's what I told people around me also. It's like, at the end of the day, that's all that can ever be asked from me. We're striving for excellence. We're striving to become the best, working as hard as we can and putting all the energy that we have into it. So we're really, really confident that it's gonna pay off. So bear with us, keep feeding us, support and trust and yeah, just like love. We're trying to give back also as much as we can, and we're focused on the objective of we want OG fans to be proud fans. We don't want them in pain. We're in pain more than you are when we lose. Maybe not as much, maybe not more, maybe the same, I don't know, but trust me, it hurts. It hurts a lot. But I think in general, also for relatives, right? Because it's like a family. It's like when somebody's trying really hard and they're failing, I think what they need to hear is word of support and comfort instead of like frustration. Because when somebody dedicates their life for something, like to perform and to be the best, like obviously nobody pressures, like they pressure already themselves more than anybody else could pressure them, or they put themselves really low already. So bring them up, uprising energy, forward going mentality, all of that stuff, which we have going at OG. So I'm thankful for that, and I also speak on behalf of the team. So yeah, we'll keep grinding, keep working hard until we get there, and until we can all look at it and be like, hey, it was a hell of a ride, but it was worth it. So yeah, keep riding with us.